Hello students, we are discussed the one chapter called biodiversity and conservation. In the previous class, we discussed the topics like levels of biodiversity, global biodiversity, biodiversity in India, patterns of biodiversity, species area relationship, then importance of species biodiversity into the ecosystem, revert Popper hypothesis, loss of biodiversity. In the previous classes, the important topic is a Rivert Popper hypothesis. On this topic, in the previous exams, a 3 or 5 marks questions already appeared. River Popper hypothesis. This hypothesis was described by a scientist called Paul Ehrlich. Then, in this class, we are going to discuss a next topic called causes of biodiversity loss. So, the loss of biodiversity is mainly by human activities. The human activities scientifically called anthropocentric. Jared Diamond, a ecologist, described the loss of biodiversity to evil quartet. Evil quartet nothing but four major causes for loss of biodiversity. The four major causes are: first one, habitat loss and fragmentation; second one, over exploitation; third one, alien species invasions; fourth one, co-extinction. These are the four major or evil quartet for loss of biodiversity. Let us discuss one by one. First, habitat loss or and fragmentation. Habitat loss. Habitat means living place. The destruction of natural habitat is the mainly cause of loss of biodiversity. The natural habitats are destructed due to the developmental activities like urbanization, industrialization, agricultural expansion, mining activity, and one more, the overpopulation, explosion, etc. So these are the developmental activities leads to fragmentation of natural habitat. Fragmentation means nothing but the dividing. That are bad. These developmental activities are badly affect on migratory habitats of animals, which in turn declining the species loss. Then the most important is tropical rainforest, which covered more than 40% of land surface area. Now they occupy 6% of land surface due to the habitat destruction. Habitat destruction. So what the tropical rainforest which is there? It is a 14% of land surface. Completely we are going to see thick forest or nothing but a large amount of plants with the wild animals. But due to the habitat destruction nothing but the developmental activities like urbanization or in agricultural expansion, etc. This in these activities, so the 14% of land is become 6%. Another example is rainforest like Amazon forest, which is commonly called lungs of planet because of its extensive area. This Amazon forest being cut and cleared for cultivating the soya beans, then and grasslands for the cattle growth, for the dairy purpose, for the dairy purpose. So these are the reasons These are the reasons leads the loss of biodiversity. The first nothing but the habitat loss. Then second one, over exploitation. The excessive harvesting of natural resources to the point of extinction is called over exploitation. The over exploitation leads to the extinction of many species. Extinction, nothing but the destruction of the species, disappearing of the species. The different ways of over exploitations are overgrazing, overfishing, over cultivation, over mining. So these are the activities that leads to the extinction of many species of plants as well as animals. So we are going to cultivate the more amount of herbivorous animals, for example dairy animals. So the dairy animals graze more. In that what happens, the soil will be loose, the soil erosion will be taken place. Then what the forest area is there, such forest area we are going to convert the cultivation or agricultural practices. In that also we are going to see the habitat loss or biodiversity loss. So this is the a second major cause for biodiversity loss. Third one, alien species invasion. Alien species invasion. The species which are translocated beyond its home range are called invasive species, or introduction of some alien or foreign or new species into the native species is called as a alien species invasion. The alien or exotic species are introduced into new habitat for their economic use or economic purpose, but which become invasive. Such invasive species may be parasitic or predator or super competitor, which may cause the extinction of native species. For the purpose of economically, we are introduce the new species into the native species, we are going to get the economic, we are going to get the benefit, but due to the new species, the native species will be destructed. That entering of new species and destruct the native species is called as a alien species invasion. The list of examples are there. First one, introduction of Nile perch. It is a food fish. Introduction of Nile perch into the Lake Victoria leads to the extinction of more than 200 species of cichlid fish of the lake. Here, the cichlid fish, it is a native fish in the Victoria Lake. The alien fish, the new species of fish, nothing but the Nile perch. Nile perch, it is a food fish. For the purpose of the a benefit like a food, we introduce the Nile perch into the Victoria. Here, this fish able to destroy the cichlid fish. The second example, the recent illegal introduction of African catfish for aquaculture in India has threatened the native catfish. The African catfish, scientifically called as Clarius gariepnius. Clarius gariepnius. Then, one more example, the introduction of exotic plants like lantana and parthenium. Parthenium is commonly called carrot grass. Such exotic plants like lantana and parthenium invaded the different parts of our country and replaced the many species of plants. Native species of plants. One next example, The Ecornia was introduced in India to reduce the water pollution. But it become invasive and results in death of many aquatic plants and animals. So here we are going to get the one benefit in small scale, but we are going to get a large amount of a destruction or effect. Ecornia we used to reduce the water pollution, but this Ecornia plant may cause us to disturb the many number of aquatic plants animals. Then what Ecornia commonly called as water hyacinth. Water hyacinth. Then the fourth major cause is co-extinction. Co-extinction. When a species become extinct, the plant animal species associated with its obligatory way also become extinct. Or in other words, simultaneously the extinction of two or more species when one depends on other is called as a co-extinction. Best example, the parasite would become extinct in their host become extinct. The parasite, which means the organism which depend upon other organism for the purpose of food and shelter and gives effect to the host. Such organisms we call as a parasites. Parasites always lead a life with any type of host. It is a dependent organism. Dependent organism. organism. So if host is extinct, simultaneously the parasite also extinct. One more is there, a mutualism example like lichens. Lichens, the association of fungi and algae. If when we destruct the a fungus, simultaneously the algae also destructed. In the future, there is no any species of lichens we are going to see. That is called as a co-extinction. Similarly, insects are the pollinators of plants. Plants, when they are increase their number, the increasing number is due to the pollination process. Pollination means the process in which transfer of pollen grain from one flower of plant to another flower of plant or same plant. Due to the pollination, the population of plants or increases. The pollination process is carried by insects. So here the insects are depend upon plants for the purpose of nectar as a food. The plants are depend upon insects for the pollination. When we destroy all the insects, there is no any pollination process is taken place. There is no any a population of plants we are going to see. So here one when we remove, another is simultaneously able to destroy. That is called as a co-extinction. So these are the four major causes of biodiversity loss. These four causes a scientist called Jared Diamond described the evil quartet. Evil quartet. Okay, so this is about the causes of biodiversity loss. Biodiversity loss. Next, we are move on to the one more topic is a method of conservation of biodiversity. Conservation of biodiversity. So the first question is why we conserve the biodiversity? What are the reasons to conserve the biodiversity? First, we are going to understand this question. After that, we are move on to the a main concept of conservation of biodiversity. The biodiversity is known for its multiple benefits. Biodiversity is nothing but variety of living organism. From the variety of living organism, there is a multiple benefits we are going to see. The multiple benefits such as economic, medicinal, recreational and ecosystem stability. These are the multiple benefits. There are many reasons which explain the essentiality to conserve the biodiversity. These reasons can be grouped or categorized into three ways. One is narrowly utilitarian, second one is broadly utilitarian, third one is ethical reason. So, why we conserve the biodiversity? What are the reasons to conserve the biodiversity? Such reasons we are going to understand. Such reasons we are going to study through three categories. One is called as a narrowly utilitarian, second broadly utilitarian, third ethical reasons. When come to the first one, a narrowly utilitarian. Narrowly utilitarian, it deals with the economic benefit to the man, direct economic benefits to the man. Man derives the countless number of direct benefit from the nature like food, fodder, medicines, timber, fiber, firewood, raw material for industries, etc. or etc. So, then the food manner is cereals, pulses, fruits, fire. Then the industrial products like tannins, lubricants, dyes, resins, perfumes, etc. etc. So the 25% of the drugs currently sold in market worldwide are derived from plants. Plants. Then in that what the 25% of the drug is there, in that there is some traditional peoples are used the some wild plants in the medicinal purpose majorly. So there is one aspect is there called bioprospecting. Bioprospecting means exploring molecular, genetic and species level diversity for products of economic importance is called bioprospecting. Bioprospecting. This is about the narrowly utilitarian. When come to the second one, broadly utilitarian, it deals with the unlimited indirect benefit or ecological services to the human welfare. For human welfare is called broadly utilitarian. There are some ecologic services or atmospheric high oxygen is balanced through photosynthetic activities of plants. Here, Amazon forest alone produces 20% of total oxygen in the earth atmosphere during the photosynthesis process of plants. Then, honeybees, butterflies, moths, birds, bats are able to perform the pollination process, which has significant contribution to the food scarcity in an ecosystem. Next one is plant reduce the runoff water, increase the percolation, which controls the flood and protects the soil erosion by wind and water. Apart from this, the broadly utilitarian having two more benefits are there. One is the biodiversity regulates the climatic conditions as well as biogeochemical cycles or nutrient cycles. Then the biodiversity provides the aesthetic pleasures, beauty pleasures like ecotourism, okay, ecotourism, then a watching the flowers, then a gardening, pet keeping, etc. The last one is ethical reasons. Ethical beliefs are propagated through cultural, religious, and spiritual beliefs since regardless of economic value to us. To us. Every species have an intrinsic value through it is economically important. So, our duty to preserve the biodiversity to pass our healthy environment to the next generation. Next generation. We have to conserve any one of the species for our future generation. For that purpose, we are going to protect or save the variety of living organisms called biodiversity. Biodiversity. Then, so these are the reasons to conserve the biodiversity. Biodiversity. Next is a methods of biodiversity conservation. Biodiversity conservation. There are two methods are there. One is in situ conservation, another called as a ex situ conservation. In situ conservation, the conservation of species of plants and animals in their natural habitats by protecting the local ecosystem is called in situ conservation. So we protect, we save the plants, animal species in their natural habitat. In their natural habitat is called in situ conservation. Best example, a lakes, mountains, rivers, forest, national parks, sanctuaries, etc. Second one is ex situ conservation. The conservation of plant and animal species, plants and animal species other than natural habitat is called ex situ conservation. Best example is zoological parks, botanical gardens, seed banks, etc. So, in detail, the in situ conservation and ex situ conservation we are going to discuss in the next class. Okay. So, in this class, we studied the two major concepts. One is called as a loss of biodiversity. Sorry, the causes for biodiversity loss. This is very important topic. It is a 5 marks topic. There are 4 major causes for the biodiversity loss. One is called habitat loss and fragmentation. Second, over exploitation. Third, alien species invasions. Fourth, co-extinction. These are the 4 major causes for biodiversity loss. These 4 major causes are called as evil quartet. Evil quartet. The second concept in this class we studied called as a conservation of biodiversity. What are the reasons to conserve the biodiversity? The reasons we are going to study through 3 group of categories. One is called as narrowly utilitarian, broadly utilitarian, then ethical reasons. In these three categories, we are going to understand the conservation of biodiversity. Then what are the importance of biodiversity? Why we are going to conserve or save, protect the biodiversity? In these three concepts we are going to understand. So next class we are going to discuss the in detail of method of biodiversity conservation. Thank you.